Hello everybody, welcome back to another reading vlog. I am so excited for this one. I know the past month or so it's been a lot of here's all the challenges I'm doing and let's look at my stats and how well I'm doing this year. We're tossing all that thought out the window right now because this reading vlog is going to be whatever I want to read. I'm picking up whatever book I want. It is not going to be a part of my 25 and 2025. It's not going to really be a part of any challenge unless it happens to magically fit into that category. Essentially, it's whatever I want to read, or as some people call it, a mood reading vlog. So I'm really excited for this. I have 3 books that I already know are going to be in this. They are recent releases and they are books that I've been like so excited for. So those are the first 3 books, but that 4th book could be anything. I'm looking at books that I need to haul here that I'm like, it could be fun. I'm looking at books that I've been really interested in reading lately that aren't a part of any challenge that I have for myself. That could also be fun. So that's what this reading vlog is going to be. Reading whatever I want, mood reading the next 4 books, and I'm very excited because we are starting with none other than With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. Now, I have started this book. Today is the Friday after it was released. It was released on Tuesday, and I am about 50% of the way through. I'm on 1 a.m., chapter 22, page 191. And yeah, if that doesn't say anything about the fact that I started it Tuesday and it's now Friday and I'm only 50% of the way through, yeah, I don't know, y'all. I'm kind of bored with it. I'm not gonna lie. In this, we are following, it is like multi-POV, which is kind of nice, but we're mostly following this girl, Anna, whose entire family was destroyed by a group of people. She has gathered this group of people on this train. It is just them and her on this train, and it's going straight from Philadelphia to Chicago. And once they get there, they're going to be tried, arrested for their crimes, for what they did to destroy her family. And we're getting like multi-POV from her, from various people on the train, and it is like a little twisty. Like there has been some like cliffhangers just about on the end of every chapter, and I will say it is broken up in increments of hours, which is kind of nice. So like I'm on 1 a.m. and the hour sections are pretty short, so it's really nice. Like it's like a quick chapter kind of read. It's just not really hooking me. I'm not really as invested. Like the cliffhangers at the end have been really like kind of ooh, ah, but also not like, okay, I need to know what happens next. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, you know? So I'm not really loving it the way I wanted to. It feels very different from Riley Sager's past books. It feels very, very different. It feels more like a mystery than a thriller, or even like a thriller slash horror like some of his other books have felt. There has been a couple of like spooky, not spooky, I guess maybe like a paranormal, one singular paranormal element, but I feel like it's gonna get chalked up to like a hallucination or something. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep going with it, but it's just been very blah so far, and that makes me so sad. And also it's quoted by Freida McFadden, which I found to be quite weird. I don't know why. It says non-stop suspense with twists and turns that will leave your head spinning. Well, my head is not spinning, but I'm gonna keep reading it, hopefully finish it soon, but I'll keep you guys updated because I don't know, it's low-key feeling like his worst book in my opinion. Like if I were to rank it right now, it'd be at the bottom. Like I felt like Middle of the Night was better. So I don't know. That's my current update. We're just gonna keep going. Hi guys, sorry I look a little crazy. It's literally bedtime, but I needed to update you on With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. I finished it last night and I am so sad and disappointed to report that I think this honestly might be in my Riley Sager ranking my least favorite. I gave it a 2. I was just sufficiently bored the entire time. In the story, you know, we're following Anna as she has these group of people that have destroyed her family on this train. It's just the like 6 of them on this train from Philadelphia to Chicago, where they're going to be arrested when they get to Chicago, and one of them dies and it becomes like a murder mystery. And yes, it is very like, it reads like a Riley Sager. There's lots of twists, there's lots of turns. The twists are twisty and really fun, kind of I'll say fun with like hesitancy to follow, but I just felt like I didn't like a single character. I didn't like a single one. Like every character was kind of fleshed out, like they all had backstories, you know. I felt like, you know, there is a lot of characters, but I felt like I knew each of them, so when they were named or mentioned I was like, okay, that's that person. But I just didn't care about any of them. I didn't like any of them. The twists and turns, I think I said this in the last clip, like they would happen and I'd be like, oh gas, but like also like, oh, I don't care. Like I did not care. The big reveals, you know, happened at the end in true Riley Sager fashion, and I just didn't care. I really didn't. And I also just really hated the ending, and I'm so disappointed because I feel like Riley Sager said a couple of years ago that he was gonna take a couple of years off of writing books. He wrote then Middle of the Night, which came out last year, and I didn't really like that book at all. I actually think I liked Middle of the Night better than this one though, and then this one, and I just don't, maybe he should have taken that break. Maybe he should have taken that break, because I feel like, you know, out of all of his books, Middle of the Night and this one are probably, yeah, like some of my least favorites. Final Girls was not, I didn't love Final Girls, but I thought it was very true Riley Sager, twisty, leaning on horror. Same with Survive the Night a bit, but he's had more like good books in my opinion than meh books, so he's still my favorite author, or at least one of my favorite authors, but man, this one just really was not great. I just did not enjoy it. I'm really disappointed that I'm starting this vlog off this way, because man, I was so excited to mood read, and I'm like, you know what I mean? But yeah, 2 stars on this one. I'm hoping for a good next read, because I'm just so disappointed, and I need Riley Sager to come back with like a really spooky horror thriller again, because I feel like that's where he really shines, and I miss that, and I want that, and I'm sad. I'm gonna have to reread Home Before Dark one of these days, because I miss that. But yeah, it's such a bummer time with this, and I mean, I'm happy to add it to my shelves, and I'm happy that I read it, but just severely disappointed, unfortunately. Sorry for the fresh out of the shower look, but it is summertime. It is beautiful outside. We are outside like all day, and so I was sweaty and disgusting and I needed to shower. But I wanted to update you because I picked my second book and I have been reading it and really enjoying it so far. This is one of the ones that I knew I would be reading in this video because I've been just like itching to read it, and that is Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I am currently, no chapter numbers, but I'm on page 110, about this far in. I think I'm like 30-ish% of the way, because this is not a long book by any means, and I'm loving this. I picked it because I just felt like I would like it. Everyone that I follow that has reviewed this book or read this book has given it a 5-star, and I'm like, okay, I want to see what the hype is about, and I've been really anticipating this ever since then. I actually think I skipped it when it was like the initial book of the month pick, but then, sorry, I need to stop. But then I saw everybody reviewing it and I was like, let me just add it to my box. I don't know if I had a credit or if I just paid the like $11.99 for the extra hardcover, but I needed to have this because I needed to know what the hype was about. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so we have multiple points of view. I think we've gotten every single person that's on this island's point of view. So there's this little family. It's a father, a daughter, and 2 sons. The one son and the daughter are like older teenagers, I think. If not, like oldest son might be like 20, and then the younger son's like 7 or 8, I think, but their ages like kind of don't really matter. I just felt like I had to share. They're living on this island. I think it's in like Argentina because it's close to Antarctica, or like close-ish to Argentina and Antarctica, and it's very much so like climate change is very prevalent. Things are happening. They are there on this island because I'm pretty sure the dad might have been a scientist, but he was in charge of like keeping track of all the seeds of all the plants and things that would help regrow the earth. And one day a woman named Rowan washes up on shore, and the reason she washes up is mysterious to everybody, I guess, except for her. And so we're learning kind of her secrets, and we're also learning along the way that the dad in the island holds some secrets as well. The older daughter is holding some secrets. So, you know, I am like 30% of the way through. I feel like some things have been getting solved, but I just feel like there's like an overarching something else is going on, and I don't know what it is, but I'm so intrigued to find out. A lot of these chapters, especially the kiddos chapters, are really quick, which I enjoy. The adults, Rowan and Dominic Mike is the dad, are like a few pages longer, but like it reads so quickly that I'm very much so intrigued. I think the buildup of this is really good. The atmosphere has been written so beautifully as far as the setting goes. Like, it's very atmospheric, right? The way everything is described, it's not too, in my opinion, too flowery. It's very like, I can picture everything, and I really like that in books, being able to like really visualize what an author is trying to describe to me. So I'm really enjoying that so far. But yeah, I've been like every day, I started this a couple of days ago, so I guess past 2 days, I like cannot wait to pick this up. I'm itching to read it. Like, if I have time during the day, I'm reading a chapter or two like during the day, because I need to know what happens. I'm so intrigued. I want to know what everyone's secrets are. Like, I need to know what the secrets are. And everybody I know has reviewed this said the ending really wrecks them, and I can't picture why. I can't in my head right now picture what would happen to have wrecked people. So that's why I'm like really excited for this, and I'm still very much so anticipating reading more of this. But yes, I have started Wild Dark Shore, and so far I'm really loving it, which is so good compared to With a Vengeance. I feel like Riley Sager has really disappointed me the past couple of years, and I think last year I did like reading my most anticipated books, and Middle of the Night was in that, and I was like, this is a bummer. But like, yes, I've been really excited about this one, and then I'm really excited about the next book too. The fourth book, I don't know what the fourth book is yet. I keep looking and I keep thinking, like, do I want to do romantasy? Do I want to do thriller? Do I want to do a horror? I don't know. But regardless, Wild Dark Shore. We're in the middle of this one right now, and I'm very much so enjoying it. Okay guys, I finished Wild Dark Shore, and I am giving it a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I don't know why I couldn't give it the full 5. Maybe because I felt like sometimes I just wasn't as invested in reading it. Like, I felt sometimes when I was reading like certain chapters in the middle, I could feel my eyes kind of glazing over, and I just like didn't care, so I was just moving along. I really loved this. I felt like the ending was so sad. Like, I had a huge lump in my throat, almost cried while reading the ending, but I just didn't know where this was going. You read the synopsis of this, and like I said, it talks about how there's secrets from the family that lives on this island. There's secrets from the woman who washed up on the island, and I feel like those secrets sort of, well, some of them, there's actually quite a few, some of them come to light really quickly, so you kind of are like, okay, and then like relationships are forming, and it's just like, it almost feels too soon. I know that they spend like 2 months together on this island before they get kind of rescued, but are supposed to be getting rescued. I just feel like a lot of the formed relationships, maybe because they are the only people on this island, were so quick. However, I felt like a lot of these sort of things that came to light at the end were so hard to read about. It was incredibly sad, and I did really enjoy this family, and I enjoyed like learning about them and getting a lot of backstory on this island. And I think that might be why I couldn't give it a full 5 stars, because of like certain things through the middle. But all in all, I think this was an incredible book. I feel like it was so atmospheric. I really felt like every time I was reading anything about the animals on the island or the things they were going to do, I could really picture it in my mind. It was described so well and in so much detail, and I am definitely interested in reading more from this author, and I'm so happy I read this. This is definitely one of the books I was like really excited to read, and I just didn't know when I would be able to fit it into a reading vlog theme, or hope maybe in the future I would do like a reading vlog that was like a random number generator and like pray that I got this one. So I'm really happy to have done this in a mood reading vlog, because I did enjoy it, and I don't know, it was so great. Like 4.5 stars. It was such a great book. Now, I know if you watched my last book haul, you saw this vlog and are watching this vlog and you're like, this book is coming. Oh yes, it is. I started Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman, and I'm so excited. So of this vlog, I knew I was gonna do With a Vengeance, Wild Dark Shore, and Dungeon Crawler Carl. I knew those were gonna be the 3 books that I read with this vlog, because I have been wanting to read this literally ever since I picked it up. Started it last night. I am not very far in. I'm only on chapter 4, page 34. I was so tired last night I could barely read, but after reading the first 4 chapters in the prologue, I had dreams about this book already, which is crazy. I don't think I've had a dream about a book I read before bed in quite a long time, or maybe I have and I just don't remember. But so far, I mean, this starts off out the gate. He's outside at like 3 in the morning chasing his ex-girlfriend's cat, and apocalypse essentially happens. Everybody that's inside a building or a car gets crushed, and everybody that's outside is now a part of this like video game apocalypse thing where like aliens are taking over, and they're like, you must survive these dungeon levels in order to bring back your Earth's resources. I don't know. And it's like, you don't have to do it, but like then you just have to figure it out because everything's gone. Goes into the tunnel and is starting his dungeon crawler Carl video game essentially situation. And I mean, it reads like a video game. It definitely reads like a video game. He's getting like prompts and screens in front of his eyes, and I'm liking it so far. Like I said, I'm only 4 chapters in, 34 pages in, but I am doing reading sprints with my besties today, so I'm hoping I'm on part 1. I don't foresee me getting to part 2 today, because, or at least during sprints, because part 2 is like 200 some pages in. I mean, I could, but I doubt it. I'm sure I'll probably get to like page 100 or so. But my goal for the day in general is to get to part 2. So I'm hoping to get to part 2. I'm hoping to get like this much read today, and that would be pretty awesome. I really want to like this book. Like I really do. I really want to give this a 5-star. I really want this to be another series that I'm in the middle of, because you'll know I'm in the middle of quite a few. But I really want to enjoy this book. The premise stuck out to me so much, and him and this cat are gonna try and defeat these dungeon levels, and I really want to like it because it feels fun, and it feels a little bit lighter than coming off of this, which is definitely a little bit heavier. So I don't know what my 4th book is going to be. Again, I don't want to think about it till after I finish Dungeon Crawler Carl, but I'm so excited to be in the middle of this one. And also, look, you will not break me. I don't know, I'm so excited. Like, I'm ready. First book in the wildly popular and addictive Dungeon Crawler Carl series by Matt Dinneman, now with bonus material exclusive to this print edition. Survival is optional, keeping the viewers entertained is not. I'm so excited for this book. I will keep you updated. Hello friends, I am here with my final update on Dungeon Crawler Carl. I think I only had one initial update, and I had family come to visit. I only read, in the 6 days that my family was here, I only read 30 pages. When I tell y'all, that was the worst. Every night we went to bed so late, I didn't have any time to read. And then we were so busy during the days that it was just like, couldn't wait to get back to Dungeon Crawler Carl. Last night, I had time. I stayed up pretty late. I stayed up till almost midnight. I finished it. 5 freaking stars, y'all. I knew from reading the synopsis that I was going to generally enjoy this. I knew that it was going to be funny. I thought like the premise just sounded great, but yeah, like the first like 100 or so pages, yeah, I was cracking up. I was taking pictures of pages. I was sharing like snippets with my husband and with friends, being like listen to this is so funny. And it was. This book actually had a lot of heart to it as well, and I really enjoyed it. I do have the second one already. I think after I read the first 100 pages, I immediately ordered the second one, because I was like, I know I'm going to love this. It is Carl's Doomsday Scenario. Oh, I just love these covers too, and they look so good. They're gonna look so good on the shelves together. But yes, sorry, I'm like a mess right now. I absolutely loved this. I found it to be heartwarming, funny. I loved the whole video game aspect of it. I felt like that was just so different for me to read. I'd never read anything like that before, and I just really enjoyed it. I'm like, honestly, I feel like I'm itching to pick up the next book, which I guess technically I could, because this is a mood reading vlog, but I'll try and give you guys some variation here. I don't think I could sell you enough on Dungeon Crawler Carl. I loved it so much. It was a fun, good time. If you are a fan of video games, you're definitely going to like this, but also if you're a fan of just like humor, I think you'll really like it. And again, the heartwarming moments just really like, I don't know, I had such a great time with this, and I'm honestly so happy that I read this, because I knew I wanted to read it. I didn't want it to sit on my shelves for years. Like, I wanted to get to it as soon as possible, and I'm just so happy I did, because I loved it so much. We're at the part of the video where I don't know what I want to read next. I knew for this reading vlog I was going to do With a Vengeance, Wild Dark Shore, and Dungeon Crawler Carl, but I have no clue what that 4th book is going to be. I am in the mood. I don't know. This is why, I don't know. Mood reading's so hard for me now, because I love having my little set TBR. No, not my monster TBR. Because then I'm like, ooh, this is exactly what I'm reading next. So I'm in the mood for something short and quick. I'm thinking horror or thriller. And also at the same time, I've been really itching to read Phantasma. And I already have the second book for it too, which is very unlike me. But I also want to read, I don't know, I want to be scared and or thrilled. I want something with short chapters, and I'm looking at my like to behold section right now, which is probably not where I should be looking. I should be looking on my TBR, but I have a couple of books here that I'm interested in. This is a fun little sneak peek to a haul not coming soon. I'm gonna try not to film a haul for a while. I have We Live Here Now, which I only picked this up because I saw it at Target and I loved the cover, and then I saw the end pages and I was like, oh, I love this. It's giving horror, I think it is a horror. It's less than 300 pages. The chapters look really fast. I haven't seen anyone talk about this, so this is an option. I also just got my book of the month box and I added The Compound to it, and this is another short book. Like, you look at this and you think fun summer, maybe romance, but this I think was advertised as Love Island meets Lord of the Flies, which sounds so great right now. And it also seems to be pretty short, again less than 300 pages. However, how long is this first chapter? The chapters are a little bit longer, so I don't know. I also have a Megan Miranda, again from Book of the Month. I've never read a Megan Miranda, but it's a thriller, You Don't Belong Here. This one is a little longer, but the font is quite big and the chapters are short. I'm gonna look at my TBR shelf, but I think I'm currently leaning towards this one. I don't know though. Let me look at my TBR shelf and I'll come back. This is my least favorite angle ever because I have you on the floor and it's looking up me, which I don't love, but I'm looking at my fantasy and romance section right now. I know I said I just wanted to do thriller horror, but I'm just kind of taking a peeky. I don't know. I always say I'm not in the mood for a romance, but every time I read one, I fall in love. The fantasy shelf, there is a lot I want to read on here, but I just don't know if my pea brain can handle fantasy right now. Like, I don't think so. My thriller shelf is pretty small, and I don't want to touch my 25 and 2025, although a couple of those books do sound interesting right now. I'm thinking My Lies. I just heard a channel bestie talk about this one, and it looks pretty short, and the font, it is over 300 pages, but the font is, my husband's talking, he's working right now, so sorry. What I'm doing is not as important, but is it, you know? Font is big. The chapters aren't long. They are longer though than the other book I have pulled out, so maybe I'll come back to this one. Let me look at Phantasma just for like a second. This is a huge book though, almost 500 pages. I have been wanting to read it. Are the chapters long though? No, not really. I don't know if my pea brain can handle fantasy right now. Okay, let me look at horror. I don't think this angle is any better, but I'm also looking at my like in the middle of series shelf. I could read Daisy Hates. I could read Finlay Donovan, but I just don't know. Let me read the first like page of Daisy Hates. Do I want to get back into this right now? I do kind of want to read this, but I want something fast. And I want to be scared, and I just don't think Daisy Hates is gonna scare me. Oh, Bloom is really short. God, it's such a beautiful cover. I mean, this is really short. I don't know. I do want to read Bat Eater and Other Names for Khorasan, but I might save that one. Horror Store could be an option. I'll just like holding this. I don't know if I want to. It looks pretty fast actually. And I want to read When the Wolf Comes Home. And I want to read So Thirsty. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna read We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. Not a single clue what it's about other than it looks like a spooky haunted house story, and that's what I'm in the mood for. So I think this is what I'm gonna read next. Okay, so I was sitting down to film a Besties exclusive video going over like my final rankings of all the Hunger Games books, and I like really just gushed for, you know, 20 minutes. But I figured I'd give you guys an update while I'm sitting here because I am 60% of the way through We Live Here Now. Okay. I'm really enjoying this. So 60% of the way through looks like this. I only have 100 pages left. I'm on chapter 54. I'm really enjoying this one, and I love going into books not rereading the synopsis, just going in fully blind, because if you look at We Live Here Now, you obviously think like haunted house, which is perfect. That's exactly what I thought. In this book, we are getting technically 3 points of view, but we're mostly following Emily. So the 3 points of view are, we sometimes get a point of view of a raven that is outside this house, and it's maybe like every once in a while. Like Emily, who I'm going to talk about, she's like our main gal, and then we have Freddie, who's Emily's husband. So in this book, we're mostly following Emily, like I say, and Emily and Freddie just moved into Larkin Lodge, which is the haunted house essentially. It's in the countryside of London. There's really no one around them. They're in a small town. They've never been here before, and they move in right after Emily wakes up from a coma. She was in a hiking accident. She was in a coma for 3 months. She woke up. She's like has really bad issues with her legs. She uses a cane, and immediately her husband's like, we bought this house, and they both both of them, like both Emily and Freddie, have secrets that are coming to light throughout this book. But yeah, it's a haunted house. Like that's really what it is. There's a lot of like windows will all open at once, and he's constantly complaining that she's opening them because he thinks she has post-sepsis syndrome because she did have sepsis while she was in the coma. And a lot of the things that are happening do feel very like unreliable narrator. Like she sees all the books on her shelves fly off and only 4 books are still up there, and they all say certain things that are spooky. He claims that she's just seeing things and smelling things because it all correlates with post-sepsis syndrome, and she doesn't know if that's real. She doesn't know if it's real or not, and you're kind of learning along with her. The book is broken up. I don't know if it's more than 3 sections, but so far it's been 3 sections. It's called Me, You, and Us. I don't know what the 3 parts even mean. Like I really can't decipher it, but it is broken up into 3 sections, if that helps you. Yeah, each chapter is mostly by Emily. Occasionally we'll get Freddie's point of view, and then like I said, occasionally we'll get that Raven's point of view. But the chapters are so short, thank goodness. They're like a page and a half long, which is like my bread and butter. It is how I read books so quickly sometimes, especially horror books. Like I don't know, well, I take it back because I do really love a good slow burn horror, but sometimes if I want like a faster horror, like the short chapters really speak to me. I think the longest a chapter has maybe been 5 pages, so I've definitely been flying through this. I hope to finish it tonight. Right now we're at this point where I have like a feeling about a certain character. I don't trust this character, and I don't think our main protagonist knows to not trust them yet. Like she still trusts them quite a bit, and like the house is definitely really spooky. They even used an Ouija board in this, which I find really fun in haunted house stories. But I don't know. I want to think that she's not an unreliable narrator and that these things are really happening, especially because we're getting to the point now where Freddie is kind of seeing some things. But also I don't know. So I'm really hopeful for this. I'm enjoying it so far a ton. Like I said, because it's reading so fast and the scary stuff is like out the gate, like it's really great for me. I think I'm currently, depending on how this ends, I am leaning towards a 5. Like it is definitely giving me 5-star feels, but hopefully this ends really well because like I said, I'm really enjoying it. It reads so quickly. There's not necessarily a lot of cliffhangers, but the story is moving. Like it is progressing, and I really enjoy it. So I'm gonna continue with this today, hopefully finish it tonight, and I can give you guys a full update once I finish. But I'm actually really happy I picked this one because it's been so good so far. So I finished We Live Here Now, and y'all, this was a 5-star for me. I loved this. So I told you guys the premise initially, and that premise is great. Like nothing really changed, but there was this like twist, and I guess like the 3rd or 2nd part that really solidified the 5-star for me, and it made the ending so good. And I feel like I am such a stickler, like such a picky person when it comes to endings, especially in horror books, because I have a vision in my head for how I want them to end, and then if they don't end that way, I become a brat and I just give it like a lower rating, and that's, you know, my own problem. I really liked the ending. I feel like the twist all like wrapped up perfectly with it. I loved how fast this was. The short chapters really do it, especially in like a thriller or horror. Having short chapters really just makes the suspense build so much more, and each chapter had something twisty, something thriller, something horror wrapped up in it, and it was just so perfect. And after I finished this book and I gave it my 5-star because I'm obsessed, I looked into some more of Sarah Pinborough's books, and there's another book that I have coming tomorrow, and I'm so excited. It's called Behind Her Eyes, and everybody's reviews are like, the twist was so good, and I can kind of feel that in her writing, so I'm really hopeful for it. And I don't know if I'm gonna read it right away, but I'm so excited to have it because this was just so great. I don't think I've seen anyone talk about this yet on BookTube, though to be fair, I am like 2 weeks behind on videos and this is a newer release, but it was just so good. Like I highly recommend this if you're looking for a fast, quick, paranormal haunted house horror thriller. You should think about getting this one, especially the Target edition, because this is so pretty. It was just so happy with this one. 5 stars. So all in all, I will say this was a fairly successful reading vlog, a mood reading vlog especially. Although I did have a 2-star in Riley Sager's newest release, I had 1 4-star and 2 5 stars, and I honestly can't say better things about that. These 2, obsessed with. I cannot wait to continue with the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I've recommended it to like everybody I've talked to in real life, and then We Live Here Now. I can't wait to read Sarah Pinborough's next book, or the book that's coming, and then her next one, whatever she writes next, because this was so great. I might even consider checking out her backlist if the other thriller is really good too. But like I said, all in all, this was a fantastic mood reading vlog. I was really nervous about it because I knew I wanted to read 3 of these books, but the last book was just so good. I'm so happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in my next one.